Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the No Cap Space. Not late enough to be after dark, I don't think. But as you can tell, there's a different energy in the building tonight. I'm not keeping that shit on. Johnny's picture has infiltrated my systems, my account on this. Every time I turn this off now, it's her picture. But welcome to the No Cast Space post-game show. Some great games tonight, actually.
With some great outcomes.
There you go. Well, Shawnee, if these outcomes were flipped, would Shawnee have showed up?
That is no.
Absolutely not. I'm glad you said no, because there was no chance in hell if these outcomes flipped that you would have been here. But we had great games tonight. We finally got our Wnba finals rematch from last season. It only took until July 30th to do that. Right on time, Look, so that game was great. The Dewanna Bonner return to Indiana was great. That game was phenomenal as well. Even the Dallas and Atlanta game, like I felt like the timeline didn't have much eyes on that, but like Haley Jones is hitting a logo 3, and that Naz Hillman hits a go ahead bucket with 2 seconds left. Like, just great games all around. But we're gonna start off with this WNBA Finals rematch, and then we're gonna get into the Indiana Fever's win over the Phoenix Mercury. But before we get into that, let's talk about code NOCAP15 to get 15% off your first home field purchase. And of course, down in the description below, you can find the No Cap Space collection. Folks, I promise you, college season is going to be here before you know it. Whether you're talking football, whether you're talking basketball, it's here. There's so much great stuff on home field. So go check it out. And of course, check out the No Cap Space collection. But Shawnee, you had a great night tonight. You had a great night tonight. We're going to start off with your favorite team to hate, the New York Liberty, who, I'm not gonna lie, I started getting a little bit of flashbacks there at the end to some of those finals games with that comeback that they had. It started getting a little wicked. But I'll let you call the ISO before we get into any specifics. Your takeaways from this Minnesota win over New York.
You got to keep a measured take because Stewie's out, right?
Yep.
But it's like, I've seen Stewie go 2 of 17. So who knows really what would have happened if Stewie had played? Who's to say? But this was one of those games where it was kind of like, oh no, they're down an MVP. Now you only have one MVP left and a host of other accoladed players. Oh, what are you going to do? And they did that. So this is my concern about the Liberty. Sometimes they do dumb stuff. Sometimes Jonquel takes herself out of the game. Sometimes things just don't go well for whatever reason with that team. So that's why I'm like, yes, I understand the favorites on paper. And you've already phoned in the big Mies emergency. You broke the glass and got Belgium on the horn, got the United Nations to come through for you. She's at the consulate waiting, like everything's going your way. So good for you guys. However, losers, you guys suck. Like, what is your problem? Like, all this talent accumulated, and what do? You just stink. You just stink. Like, I mean, you just stink. Jonquel should have been punishing people. They do not have a big. Bridget Carlton is at center. And respect to her. But come on, dog. You're Jonquel Jones. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I am concerned about the Liberty constantly. Because, Sabrina got her little point. She did her little thing. That little 3 in the corner, not the corner, but like, she got the ball and she actually got like trapped over like right in front of the bench, like at the end of the game, and hit that little 3. I was like, that was cute. That's the most defense you face in your entire career. But that, good for you. Good for you hitting that. Put that on the highlight reel. Hang that on the fridge, Ma. Look at her. So good for them. Good for them for fighting. Say, they going one-on-one with the Undertaker tonight, though, because Big Sandy about to lock them doors and have a tough conversation again.
Yeah.
I don't know, big dog, because what did she say the first time? It did not work. They didn't. Not a Mies emergency.
No, I'm telling you, like, when the reports started coming out today where it's like Emma Mieseman has touched down in New York, it literally was like the Silver Surfer coming to Earth, and it's like, Galactus is coming. Like they are on the way. The me signal was lit up in the air.
Me signal.
And I mean, look, right now they look like a team that could use Mamisaman. Not that that's a very high bar to clear to use a player like Mamisaman, but that's where we're at. You kind of mentioned the meeting that came after the loss to Dallas, where I had boots on the ground there, and I remember getting out of like the Wings press conference, and I'm like, "What Liberty at?" Like they still ain't go. Like and that's certainly every indication was there were some tough conversations had there after a pitiful start to that game. I will say this game, I didn't feel like that same level of like I don't know if complacency is the right word, but like where you saw that slow start again. Like this was a genuinely like close game for the majority of it. And it's like I don't think it's the similar problems that you saw with Dallas, where that was unacceptable effort to me. Like that was the problem there. Whereas this was just like Minnesota is still a very good team. And we're gonna get to Minnesota, but you mentioned a point that was gonna be my initial question to you after the ISO. And Shawnee, this genuinely might be the conversation that like this is like a top 5 conversation that we have had just in general on this channel.
Oh Lord, I think I know where we're going.
Maybe.
Is it one that Andrew should be here for?
No, it's not. That's why I was gonna say most. I was gonna say most, and that's why I went to top 5, because this is not involving Sabrina.
Okay.
Goodness gracious, what do we have to do to get Jonquel Jones to go be dominant? We have had this conversation for years now. Like this is a conversation that comes up so incredibly often, and like rightfully so during the beginning part of this season before she got injured. We were having genuine conversations of like, there's a case to make for Jonquel as MVP with the way New York was playing, and like she was their best player clearly. Like it wasn't like the most dominant in terms of just like filling up the stat sheet, because you can't really do that on a team like New York. But like there was a case to be made for like best player, best team type of vibe there. And then this is a moment where I'm like, take over, please, please,
let's do it.
You know, like this, right. This would be the time. Like if you're looking down this stat sheet, I'm gonna tell you the only players that took less shots than Jonquel Jones in this game that actually played minutes. Talbot and Gardner. Phoebich had more. Cloud had more. Johannes had more. Sabrina had more. Izzy Harrison had more. That's not what this equation should be looking like. It's not. And only you go 2 for 2 from 3 out of your 7 shots. So 2 out of your 7 shots were also from 3, which is fine. Like obviously she's a very capable 3-point shooter, but like get in the paint. like Jonquel is such a dominant force, and like I make this complaint as a compliment to the player that Jonquel Jones is. Like it just gets so frustrating, and we have had this conversation so many times. And normally it's when you're looking at a fully healthy New York team in years past, where it's like, yeah, you have Stewie, yes, you have Sabrina, but like Jonquel Jones is a player that you want getting a high volume of shots. And now it's even more frustrating because Stewie isn't even in the lineup. And this is before Mamisaman arrives. If not now, when? I don't know. And we've had this conversation so many times. So it's like, it's not this, none of this is new, but like tonight, especially, it felt so frustrating to me, especially against a team like in Minnesota, where, you know, as well-rounded.
We've been talking. Yes,
that
is top 10 conversation. Like, when is it going to be a problem for Minnesota to not have a big?
Yes.
And tonight should have been a problem for them to not have a big. At this point, like, you got to find out if she has a pet and like lock it away, and like there's got to be some
John Wick strategy,
bro. You gotta. I'm like, we've tried everything else. Like,
it's gracious.
Sandy's got to get full blown saw with it. Like, I don't know what else to do, man. Like, you're Jonquel Jones. Because when I was flipping back and forth between the Fever and the Liberty game, and so when I came back, Jonquel was like checking in, and they was like, she's been on the bench for like 9 minutes or something like that, and I was just like, is she in foul trouble again? Because you know that's typically what takes her out of the game. And like, I understand, like, I don't understand that because like you're too old to be doing these like Cam Brink type shenanigans. But like, at least if you're in foul trouble, it's like, all right, it makes sense that you would be off your
there was
rhythm.
an explanation.
Yes.
There, like there's a factor in play that.
Yeah, and so it's almost halftime, and she only has 2 fouls, and I'm like, what's the problem? Like, I don't. What's the problem?
Mm.
So again, at this point, you grown. Like, you got to make the decision, sister. Because again, when she is on, I've seen it, man. That
She's
Connecticut,
so good.
bro, and
She's
like,
she's the MVP,
bruh.
like not just good, not just great, the MVP.
And it's
Like
like
that
Brittany
is
Griner is really to me the only person that can kind of stack up, and it has to be like Brittany Griner when she's locked in and all the way turned up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when they're going high speed, full motor for motor, it's like BG and John Quell. Like, you can't stop them. So it's like, make the decision and just do it, please.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you ain't got to. Look, you grown. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. If you don't want to, that's fine too.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you'd be really upset if she didn't do that.
Oh no, squander talent in New York.
But we normally start off with the winning team when we do these, so I do want to flip over to them because, well, I mean, I guess this ends up being a New York point away, but like, goodness gracious, Minnesota couldn't miss. But New York also didn't put up the greatest defensive fight. Is that how I'll put it? But you still gotta make the shots, and goodness, where they shot what 15 of 31 from 3.
Oh man, because when the graphic came up, it was 14 of 27. So then they ended up
like good, like bro, like Kayla McBride was automatic tonight. Alana Smith was fantastic tonight across the board, especially that first half. Like Alana Smith, she was so good. But I mean, the obvious player, and like, not that this is anything new either, Nafisa Collier is so good at basketball, bro. Like what, and that's what do you even like?
Here's my thing, because she's physically, like, she stacks up, but it's like she's not physically imposing.
No, John Quell should theoretically, John Quell should just be able to kind of like put her hands up and like that, stop it in the paint.
Yes,
but that doesn't happen with Fee because it's Fee.
Exactly, because Fee is kind of a tweener, playing, wherever they fit her, and she still makes up in her head that I'm about to go do it. So guess what? I'm about to go do it. And she's so good at knowing her angle. She's so good at absorbing the contact. Like, she just knows how to work down there. And it's crazy because it's like, John Quell, how do you not see this and feel insulted? Like, you should really be that SpongeBob meme. You should really be offended that they are attacking you like this. Like, come on, dog.
Yeah, I mean, Fee is... I never want to say it's like you run out of words to talk about some of these players, but like that's like the feeling that I get. But I never want to sell a player short. Like, Fee is just so damn good, and like the potential of what she can accomplish this season. And I know we talked about it on Ball Up Top, which you can go find on castbasebaby.com and all podcast platforms. But like the legacy that she can obtain this season, and games like this certainly add up into that, is off the charts with the potential. And there's a lot to say about, especially initially in the first half, like New York being able to stick around and play good basketball against this Minnesota team with obviously the pieces that they don't have in. But this was not like, there was some pretty clear holes in the Minnesota roster today, like just in terms of performance. Like, Courtney Williams goes 1 for 13, but then also locks in with 13 assists and 9 rebounds and a turnover.
Hey, she
was just 1 turnover,
like commanding the floor.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, that is a large improvement for Courtney Williams, who again, like, hasn't been a point guard for a long time. Like, that wasn't really what before Minnesota. That's not what she was really there to do when she was on the court in previous stops. And so to see her have a game like this, where yes, she struggles from the field like really bad, but goes and almost puts up a double-double with assists and rebounds, Like, that's the type of things where it's like when these margins get tight in the playoffs, like that's where some of these players that on paper aren't as talented, right? From like a New York versus Minnesota perspective, like obviously the supporting cast of players is not the same level, but whenever you have games like this where that supporting cast might struggle in one area but genuinely very much excel in others is massive. And just the again to not allow that gap to widen too much when New York does get healthy and does add Wnba Eastman, like that is the type of things that I'm going to be looking at when we get to that point. But I mean, a very fun game. I tell you, I got the PTSD flashbacks of the finals last year whenever that comeback started.
Because this was the one.
Lynx win games. No, that's what it feels like. And what's crazy is that it's on the way. Because what is I think New York's next game is against Minnesota again, or no,
it's
no,
something.
It's who. Let me look. I'm pulling the schedule right now. It's no, the Liberty I think have more games in between, and then Minnesota has the easier stretch I think until the next one. But I could be making that up. No, okay, no, it's a minute. No, it's okay. It's the after this. So when they play again, Minnesota will have New York 3 times in a row. Where in between the second game and the third game between these two teams, New York will have a back-to-back in LA and in Vegas, and then fly to Minnesota for it. So that's the third matchup that I was thinking of. But yeah, I'm very excited for this. Obviously, Wnba Eastman has been cited in New York.
Her flight. You know, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. So like you certainly assume, it sounds like it's potentially assume is like next game Friday we might see Wnba Eastman. I wouldn't think that. I think they play on Sunday against Connecticut as well. I think they have 2 games against them. I would probably eye that more for Eastman coming in, but certainly Eastman will be available, next time these two teams play.
Versus Tina Charles, like, yeah, let's get some of that going.
That's a heck of a first matchup. And so she'll be back for that. And Stewie, it sounds like we're gonna get at least through the end of August before seeing Stewie on the court again. And it's starting to kind of sound like they might be waiting more until the playoffs, which becomes an interesting thing of like, yes, on paper, this New York team is good, great, fantastic. But if they haven't played together much, like what does that potentially look like if you're going into the playoffs and these players haven't played together on the New York Liberty before? It's kind of a little bit different because a lot of these players played in Europe with each other. I know Eastman played with Stewie, played with John Quell, was coached by Sandy. So that is obviously a level of familiarity there that would, in a perfect world, reduce that kind of learning curve, if you will. But something to certainly look at. But I'm excited for the rest of this series between these, since we just get all these games now instead of spreading it out over the course of the season. So we got a little bit of time before the next matchup, but then once those next 3 matchups are all pretty close in succession. Shawnee, you want to talk about the Indiana Fever and Aaliyah Boston?
Of course I do.
I'll let you get your AB ISO off first, and then we got to talk about Aari McDonald. But I'll go ahead and talk AB. Talk AB. Go ahead.
That's another one where I'm kind of like running out of words because it's just like, bro, I told you she's her. I told y'all. Like Fever fans, there was a whole bunch of like, well, what does she really do? I don't know. And I was like, stay the course. Like, settle in. This is a new system. Like, everybody's trying to figure each other out. Everyone's trying to learn each other. But I've seen too much tape to know what she does. Like how Caitlin has that gravity around the perimeter, she's got that gravity on the low post. I've seen teams collapse and like 9 players be guarding her on one play. Like, please don't play with my girl. And now we're seeing, because like, what play was that? It was in the first half, and I think it was Lexi Hole. They get her the ball, and then Lexi finally like clears out, so she's on the weak side by herself. And I was like, thank you. Give her space. Let her cook. Move out of her kitchen, bros. Like, and this is what I feel like should have happened last year, as like Caitlin got acclimated and they started integrating like how she plays with the rest of the team, and before that transformation started, go through Aaliyah. clear out, let her work, let her kick it out, let stuff happen. But now it's really like she can handle the ball, she can initiate the offense, she can set her own table, she could cook her own meal. Like, bro, that little lightning quick spin move, bruh. And like, let me talk to y'all about both sides of the ball, bro, because she had Alyssa Thomas. When Alyssa Thomas did that spin move and Aaliyah was right there and it forced the travel, I stood up and applauded in my living room. It was pure cinema. I loved it. I loved every bit of it. But like, she's always been a solid defender. Was she defensive player of the year in college? I gotta go look. The resume is so long; it's like getting hard to.
I don't recall off the top of my head, but I wouldn't be surprised if she's certainly that caliber.
She's so I think especially like when Caitlyn does come back, like you don't want to force it too hard, right? You don't want to just have her standing in a corner spot up shooter type stuff, blah blah blah. But like you want to make the transition back into her dropping 30 as easy as possible, and you do that by letting Aaliyah Boston cook. You also do that when stuff isn't falling with your guards and stuff isn't working on the perimeter. Let Aaliyah cook. This is what I keep saying. Like, let Aaliyah cook. That's really it. Like, Aaliyah Boston is a generational big, full stop. And that's somebody you can work your offense around. So Natasha Howard has been playing pretty great this year. And so that's another person you can rely on. Kelsey Mitchell, obviously hooping, cooking, but it's just like you have a generational big, and this is what I was saying, because she was sitting on that 5 points for like forever.
Let me, because I'm gonna be honest here, Shawnee. I mentioned it to you a little bit pre-show. I'm gonna be honest. Like before, like quarters 1 through 3, and this is something I had been kind of feeling a little bit. Like, not to say that AB has been bad by any stretch, like during these times when Caitlyn has been out. So I'm not saying that she's been bad. However, there have been times where I felt underwhelmed, where I'm like, I want to see the level up, and that's almost again kind of a complimentary criticism where I'm like, I think Aaliyah Boston is so good that I want to see what we saw in the fourth quarter tonight. And so like that first through third, I was like,
part of that is she's also the second best passer on the team.
No,
I get what you're saying. So it's like part of it is like she can't really go to work if she's trying to facilitate and like help everybody else eat, because like that's a part of her game that is improved tremendously. Like as a passer and as a facilitator, like she's just doing it all. But like, no, that I've been wanting to see this too, the dominant double doubles, but it's like it gets kind of dicey when she's trying to like also be the second best passer on the team, the second best dribbler on the team. So it's like I want her to do it all, and she's capable. I'm still waiting for that triple double. Ooh, buddy, I ain't forgot.
It feels like it's gonna happen one day. It's gonna happen one day. But yeah, I don't know if underwhelmed is the word that I'm exactly looking for, but I had just been waiting for like this fourth quarter. I was like, there it is. Like that right there it is.
Now when you're watching generational players, you want to see them go off. You want to see them get gaudy numbers. Like, I don't care who it is. It makes sense. You like, this is an entertainment industry. You want to be entertained. How? By your favorite player that you know can cook, cooking. So yeah, I get it. I've been wanting it too.
Yeah, look, I'll tell you who cooked tonight though. Aari freaking McDonald. And it's so funny to me, because I don't know if I like thought about it exactly like in this frame of mind before tonight. Like, I know we've certainly had conversations, or whether it be on Ball Up Top or whatever, like about how important an addition Aari can be and has been for this Fever team. Like, just in signing her back and bringing her, obviously with Caitlyn being out long term after DB leaves. In an odd way, accidentally, this is completely accidental from the Fever front office, but almost exactly how you want to build a team around Caitlyn in terms of spacing out with shooting, pace, all that is actually exactly how you would build a team around Aari McDonald if you were going to do it. And so like not to say that, like it's different levels. There's levels to it, but like this was Arizona Aari. with the arms crossed. You know, like this was
yo.
Arizona Aari tonight. And it truly it's so interesting, honestly, like how well just again, it's obviously different and there's obviously levels to it. I'm not saying Aari and Caitlyn on the same level, you know, but just in terms of like what they succeed with or surrounding them, it's actually very similar. And so like to see a performance like this as someone who saw what she did in college, it wasn't surprising. It wasn't surprising at all. But
Adia Barnes sat up in her seat like
come on now.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Come on now. 27 points, a career high tonight. Just so much fun. Like as a player to watch this in general. Like she's always been someone I've enjoyed watching. Like even though she hasn't been able to kind of like fully stick at any one place and has kind of been in that backup role. But I'm telling like this play style and this team, it's perfect. Like I love what she provides this Fever team so much. Where there doesn't have to be an off switch anymore in terms of like their play styles by any means. Like you can just when you know Caitlyn eventually does come back, you're not gonna have to switch off the pace or anything of that nature, or you're able to potentially get Caitlyn off ball a little bit more. Like there's a whole lot of things that Aari does bring to this team. And tonight was just the absolute legacy game of all of that she brings, and it was so much fun to watch. Like it was great. You know, can I tell you though, the one play that I was like, what in the world? That Demiris Dantas move on AT. I was like, that was America Cup Demiris.
Viva la Brazil.
That was crazy. That was crazy. And she was great tonight. Chloe Bibby, who had just came in, was great
Chloe
tonight.
Clark.
Like it was Chloe Clark is insane.
Bro, she pulled up for that 3 in transition. I said, "Oh, who you feeling like? I see you. I see you."
Like it was. I mean, look, any game where you can outshoot Phoenix from 3, you're going to feel pretty good about yourself just in the way that they end up playing. Alyssa Thomas was also, I mean, she was phenomenal. 32, 15 rebounds, 7 assists, 8 turnovers, which, you know, like,
oops.
I want to say though, about Dewanna Bonner returning, okay? Everything I saw and have seen, I love it all around.
Negativity.
I loved
negativity.
I loved Alyssa Thomas like kind of talking back and forth with the crowd. I love Satu bringing the crowd on. I love the crowd booing. That was everything that I have seen so far has been fantastic, ethical, sports hating, mutual, and I loved it. That thank you. Yes, more of that. Like that was great.
Yeah,
that was great. I loved every bit of it.
Cherry on top would have been Fever admin like leaning into it because the Mercury been taking pot shots like the whole time. The Fever took the high road with the upside down text time. Like, oh, it feels strange in here. Like I get it. However, come on, dog. I know you heard that real team comment. I know you seen that tweet, admin. You should have said it. The real team won tonight. Come on, admin. Let it loose because now you know. Now you know.
Stop. Not tonight. Hold on. Let me try. Kai said
this
something.
This one she can't send. Oh, here we go.
Hold on. Let me pull this up. Let me try and find this real quick.
But okay. But again, you're gonna have to show me what it is.
Yeah,
it's I'm gonna try. If you're going back and forth with the crowd and nobody was escorted out, then I'm kind of like, ball up top, man. Come on. And I don't want to hear this after you lost, especially because no. Please.
Okay, I think. Let me see.
Booing DB, complaining about them booing. Booing is not a bad thing in sports. In fact, it is more necessary. Don't boo children. Looking at you, Las Vegas, but like boo adults rightfully. Don't boo people suing you for discrimination either, because that's not cool.
I got it from Aya Abdeen. Here's the quote. It's just very distasteful for what their fan base is doing as far as when it comes to DB because she's just so sweet or just sweet or so and the situation didn't work for her. On DB's return to Indianapolis.
They blew the doors out when she moved to 3rd overall in scoring and she thanked the fans and everybody like had a problem with that. Like they made her lock her account for thanking the fans for celebrating her achievement. So it's like I'm actually at a point where I'm kind of like, y'all relax. I know a lot of stuff got out of hand. handle it and move on. But now this feels like y'all crying too much. No, they're not going to cheer for her. She dipped in the middle of the season. It just is what it is. Because I'm old enough to remember when Tina Charles left Phoenix and Cindy Brunson was on air calling her by her number and would not say her name. I thought it was weird, but it wasn't made into this huge thing. People kind of said yeah, she dipped out on us, and I understood Tina leaving because that year was a disaster.
There was a whole lot. There was a whole lot going on there. Yeah.
Go read because I think I wrote about it. Yeah, the Phoenix Mercury, that article about how they need to be investigated. It's in there.
Mm-hmm.
Subscribe to our Substack.
LookatSpaceTV.com. But yeah, no, it's this is. There was
boo.
nothing.
It's okay. You can boo.
That's from everything that we had seen, and again, both sides of it. For the Mercury players on the court when they were getting into agging it on, love it, absolutely, yes. Everything that I saw on the court tonight and that we saw on the broadcast and everything, and that I've seen on socials, personally, everything seems sports. I don't. I have no issue with anything that I had seen so far. So,
and everybody better get over it because right now in the standings, the Mercury are third and the Fever are sixth. So if things shake out and play out, somebody getting booed again. Especially if the Fever eliminate them, bruh, there would be some dialogue to be had. There would be some things to be said.
Yeah, I mean, God, that would be insane. I mean, it's crazy right now when you look at the standings. The Fever are a game and a half back from Phoenix in third. That's it.
They are.
So, as much of an absolute roller coaster this has been of a season for Indiana, here we are, on July 30th, with them a game and a half out of third place in the standings.
And somebody pointed this out: 104 points. What was the score? It was 104, right?
107 to 101.
Excuse me, 107 points with no, barely any Kelsey Mitchell and no Caitlin Clark. Bruh, I need you to understand what we're seeing here. If that offense can get clicking and everybody is on one accord at the same time, it could get all-star level wicked.
Yeah, I know. From a Phoenix perspective, to me, this kind of felt like the what happens, on a slow Satu night, because I mean, you still were able to go and get 101. There was just no defense being played in this one. There was 107 to 101. There was no defense being played, and that's not.
I actually thought the Fever played really well defensively, but I know the bar for them defensively is a little easier to clear.
Because I mean, Satu only getting 9, but then this game was really weird, honestly, because Satu only getting 9 and Kelsey Mitchell only getting 8, and we end up with a 107 to 101 score is absolutely nuts, honestly. Satu is still she was out before the All-Star break with injury. So what a potential ramp up looks like. That only played 24 minutes tonight, but it was in foul trouble as well. Sammy Whitcomb was great in her minutes. She ends up dropping 18. There was kind of just some random blow up games tonight, where you just don't certainly capable players, but not the players. If I told you 107 to 101, it was not the players leading the way that you would have expected leading the way more than likely. And I'm not sounding the fire alarm or anything for Phoenix by any means, but it's more, I think, more than anything, the Fever and what that they could be, especially. And this game was weird too. The fouls in this game, there was a whole lot of fouls in the beginning.
Calls in the first quarter. I was like, hey, I have never ever seen the refs call like this before. Aaliyah Boston getting to the line early and often. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, there was a whole lot of whistles. Goodness gracious. I'm sorry. I have my box score. I have my box score pulled up over here, and Chloe Bibby was plus 19. Goodness.
And I don't recognize that stat unless it fits my agenda. So good for Chloe Clark.
The next highest on the team was a plus 8, and she was plus 19. Goodness. But yeah, no, I mean, like another really fun game as well in this one. And I would certainly expect them to try and keep Chloe Bibby. That would be. All signs point to it right now. I don't know why you wouldn't want to try and do that. So I'm leaving these games. I'm feeling pretty good, just across the board. Like this was just a great night of W Hoops. There was also the Dream and Wings game, which went down to the wire again. Not so Hillman hit like a game winner there. I honestly was. I'm gonna have to rewatch that one. I didn't have the tightest focus on that, if I'm being completely honest. So that's gonna
It was blacked out in my area. But you know what I did see? Fans crying. Oh, Paige got fouled.
Oh, okay. You're hitting all your marks tonight.
Yeah, because everybody yelled at me when I said, like, oh, she's got a good whistle, and then she didn't get the good whistle, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, no, it's time to get out of here. it's time to get out of here.
I hate on everybody, bro.
Everyone's catching it tonight, dude. Goodness gracious.
Is this how it feels about when you hit a parlay? Because I'm feeling fantastic.
This is your sports betting. It's just all your agendas hitting on the right night. That's actually really funny. But yeah, no, I think any final thoughts before we dip out of here?
Life is good, and so is God.
Amen. And make sure you stay tapped in. Off the back of that, those things are factual. And you needing to be tapped in with no cap space is factual as well. So make sure you check out all the links in the description below. Make sure you're subscribed here on the YouTube. We're on our way to 5K. We also, Johnny, I don't know if you know this, passed 1 million lifetime views on
We did
YouTube
what?
channel. Yeah, it's crazy. Past 1 million lifetime.
Appreciate it.
Over the lifetime of the YouTube channel. So a massive thing there. So we appreciate y'all as always. Of course, nocapspacewb.com. There's been so much content for our ball knowers tier on nocapspacewbb.com. You can find that link in the description below as well. From boots on the ground stuff. Shawnee, you were there in Atlanta.
Yeah, I was going to say Atlanta has a brutal schedule this week. They're in Dallas tonight. They're on their way back. They played in Atlanta on Friday. I'll be at that one. They play in Atlanta on Sunday. I'll be at that one. And I think they play again on Tuesday. Like they got a wicked schedule, but I will be there. Sorry, I thought it was a water bottle, y'all. Like, no, hold on, because I need to show y'all.
Do we want to talk?
No, not that. Hold on, like 2 seconds.
Yeah, go ahead. Do your thing. Goodness gracious. Yes. Okay. So as Shawnee is gathering, I don't know what she could possibly be grabbing right now. But obviously the events of last night in Atlanta,
I know that
Shawnee
sounds
saw
like
it there in person. And
hold on, because like you can't really tell, but this is it's a lime green water bottle. So like you
thought someone took your water bottle and threw it.
Yes. So when I'm seeing it on the court, so I saw it bounce and then bounce to the courtside seats, and I was like, who threw a water bottle and why? Because I thought like something happened, like the training staff it like flew out of their hands or something like that. But like this is the image I have in my head the whole time. So I see lime green and I think it's a water bottle.
They took your water bottle.
I was like, what is going on? And then everybody starts correcting me, and I'm like, I'm sorry. It was not a water bottle. But this is
oh my
just
God.
Understand, this is what I thought was going on.
Yeah. It's time to go.
Note.
It's time to go. It's time to go. Thank you everyone for tapping in with us. Make sure you're subscribed here. Click the bell so you're notified every time we drop a video and or go live. All the links down below in the description. Home field, nocapspacewb.com, and of course our socials, so you're tapped in across the board and not missing anything from us here at No Cap Space. Shawnee will have boots on the ground this weekend, so make sure you're going and tapping in with that on nocapspacewb.com. Go subscribe there. It's free, or go get the extra paid content. Until next time, goodness gracious, what a way to end this. We'll see you soon.